everyone, and welcome to the 4Point podcast. I'm Eric Stevens. I'm the Vice President of Marketing with 4Point. And in this episode, what we're going to do is chat with the CEO and founder of 4Point, Barrie Ellis, a little bit about the history, about what 4Point does with Adobe products, and the kinds of things that we're looking forward to do. So at this point in time, I'd like to introduce Barrie. Thanks, Barrie. I really appreciate you joining us to have a chat today.
Good to be here.
Thank you. I wanted to start off with some of the history around 4Point. All right. And I mean, I'm familiar with some of it, but I think our audience would really be interested in how this got started. And you founded 4Point in around 2003. Can you tell us how you got started, what it was like in the early days, and what your goals and objectives were at that time?
Sure. In 2002, Adobe bought a company called Jetform. They're called Accelio at the time. They'd just been renamed from Jetform. Jetform was the company that really invented the electronic form back in the 1980s and had developed its industry and worked forward. Adobe saw value in the company, and in 2002 acquired Adobe through a public offering. You have to remember that in 2002, if you look at Adobe and what Adobe did, they were a desktop tools company. They had Acrobat, they had Illustrator, they had Photoshop, and the list goes on. This is what defined them in their business and who they were selling to. They were not an enterprise software company at the time, just selling stuff for the desktop. Through the course of 2002 and into 2003, I had a number of discussions with people who worked at Adobe and were trying to get a program going so they could sell this technology they had just bought to enterprise customers. And they were running into challenges. And they actually turned to me and where I currently was looking for assistance. And it became apparent that there was an opportunity to create an organization that could work with Adobe to help them build a partner program, help them take this technology to the marketplace. So in April 2003, I got together with a few other people that I'd worked with at Jetform, and we formed 4Point. The purpose being to become an Adobe partner, to take this technology to market, but also to help Adobe build the partner program that they'd need to be able to get other partners to help them deliver these technologies. Having started in 2003, we are actually Adobe's oldest partner. Still today, and still doing lots of work in that area. Back then, the industry was very different. What we were doing was using technologies that we'd used at Jetform. We were doing a lot of print solutions. We were doing electronic forms on the desktop solutions as well, but it doesn't really look much like what it looks like today. We took a journey with Adobe over the last 18 years in terms of developing the partner programs, but also working with them in the evolution and the development of the technology that we're using today. Now, 4Point is predominantly an electronic forms company, process management company. So that's what we do. We're part of the digital experience suite that Adobe has, but this is the technology that we're using, and it has evolved considerably.
That's fascinating stuff. I mean, I know parts of it, but it's always interesting to hear it over again in the way that it got going. And one of the things that really interests me about that is that how you helped Adobe figure out how to sell to the enterprise, and that transition for them, because you already understood that Jetform was already selling to the enterprise, to major customers, right? So when you talk about that, how do you see that growth through it, and how Adobe is shifted and transitioned into an enterprise oriented organization, selling to the enterprise, and how you contributed to that?
As Adobe evolved from selling desktop technologies to enterprise solutions, they found that the form of the contracts that they had to have with their customers was considerably different. In the early days, they struggled to come to terms around things like acceptance with their customers in terms of what should they be delivering, how should they be doing this, and this was all new to them. Fortunately, myself and others in our organization had a significant amount of experience in building solutions for customers from our JetForm days and other companies that we had worked for. So what we were able to do is bring the contracting knowledge to the table in terms of how to work with customers, how to sign deals, and how to move forward. The other thing that was important to Adobe as they developed the enterprise practice was they needed more partners. And one of the things that we were able to do is work with potential partners and get them interested in what kinds of solutions they could deliver, how to procure technologies, and how to work with their customers in terms of selling solutions. In the early days, in the first large number of years that we worked with Adobe, many of the other partners in their partner program was actually procuring their licenses through 4Point, because we were able to help them through the contract negotiations, help them deploy the technologies, train on the technologies, and get them into their customers' hands.
Yeah, yeah, great stuff. And so 4Point an Adobe Gold solution partner, right? That's what we've been at that level through many, many years. It's clear that there's a very tight relationship with Adobe. What does that relationship mean to 4Point today?
It means everything, Eric. Um, Being a gold partner of Adobe is very important to us. You know, there's the obvious stuff that comes with it from the partner program in terms of access to technologies and support, and all sorts of other things that we need in terms of building solutions for our customers. But at a deeper level, because of the history we have with Adobe over the past 18 years, demonstrating our commitment to them through being a gold partner is very, very important to us. We have extremely strong relationships with many of the executives at Adobe, and this is kind of the badge that we wear that says, hey, we're here and we work with you. All of the solutions that we deliver to our customers have an Adobe component. Doesn't mean that they're entirely Adobe, but the nucleus of the solution will be based on technology that we bought from Adobe. You know, we work with FileNet, we work with lots of other technologies in terms of, you know, building and enhancing the complexity of the solutions. But Adobe is there for all of them, and we have proudly said for 18 years when people ask, we're exclusively Adobe, and what that means is that Adobe forms at least some part of every solution that we build.
Let's talk about those solutions. You talked about the extensive background in electronic forms and touched a little bit on automating business processes. Can you give us some examples of the kinds of projects that 4Point has helped customers with over the last 18 years?
Sure, would love to. And as you obviously know, you and I have been working together since back in the 1990s. You were also part of JetForm, but you know, a large part of the organization is based on former JetForm employees who have come to join us. We've also trained and brought a lot of new DNA into the model as well. If we look back in the early days, and you know, this is kind of going forward from what we did in the JetForm days, is we started with print solutions. And you know, it was a huge thing in JetForm. It was a huge thing in 4Point and Adobe in the early days. We were using what was called JetForm Central in our day. It got renamed to be Adobe Central, Central and Central Pro. And we built print solutions for our customers. As time went along and the technologies evolved, we got into more on-screen work and working with the technologies that would give electronic forms there. Worked with PDF as well. PDF became an integral part of that. And we started building solutions for our customers built on output and being able to work on screen as well. JetForm had done some of this, but Adobe was taking it to the next level. Over the last 18 years, things have evolved to the point that we don't do a lot of output anymore. You know, there's still a requirement for it. We can still do output solutions, but we wouldn't consider the solutions that we're building for our customers to be output solutions. They're electronic forms or digital experience solutions. And I think digital experience is an important way of looking at what we do. And that's what we're bringing to the customers today. Over the last 5 years, I would say we've seen a lot of stronger emphasis on having online solutions. We do an awful lot of work with financial services, and actually where the company is evolving to is to be more and more involved in building financial services solutions for our customers. And these include everything from obviously forms, but accessibility, compliance, digital signatures, everything that an institution needs to be able to work with their customers. Over the last 18 months, many of our customers have actually come to us and indicated that although they currently have a digital footprint, a digital way for the customers to come and do business with them, it is not sufficient for where the world is going. And there's a lot more emphasis on the digital experience that the financial institutions are offering to their customers in order to get the job done. People no longer want to go into a branch. They no longer want to be signing contracts. They want to do everything online if they can. We're doing a lot of work with our customers, including things like digital signatures. We're also helping them in communications with their customers, bringing in communications technologies such as Marketo to be able to integrate that with forms and signature technology such that the customers can communicate more effectively. Our customers can communicate more effectively with their customers, providing fully integrated digital experience solutions.
That's interesting. So as you look at it, you talked about some really interesting technologies in there, digital signatures. You mentioned another Adobe product, Marketo. Can you talk about how those things fit into the future of 4Point, or where you see the future of 4Point going over the next couple of years, 5 years, 10 years, if you want?
I look at the solutions that we're building for our customers today, and the first thing that I would say is that we're creating a stronger focus on financial services. I mentioned that already, but I think that's important. The irony of that actually is if we look back over the last 25 years that I've been working with these technologies, financial services customers have always been some of the premier customers that we've had. What we are allowing them to do is participate in the digital transformation that is happening in the industry, in the marketplace. There's new Adobe products. We're integrating with other technologies, but we're allowing our customers to have a complete digital experience and exchange with their customers with, no paper, no printing, no scanning, no data entry. It's all being done in real time online and fully integrated within the desktop.
These different areas, as we help organizations with their digital transformation, where do you see us in 5 years?
We're going to continue to grow with Adobe. We've always grown with Adobe, and I'd attribute a lot of our success over the years in our ability to adapt to the changes that Adobe has been bringing to the marketplace. They continue to acquire new companies. They continue to develop new technologies that are making our lives richer, easier, better. We will continue to grow with those and to integrate those and keep providing solutions based on those to our customers. And the solutions we're building for our customers are more focused now than they have ever been in the past. They're larger than they have ever been in the past, and it's where I see us going. We're looking towards the day when we provide a huge amount of expertise in particular functional areas within what we're providing to a customer, which is why we're again focusing on financial services, whether it be reporting to governments or whether it be integrating and working with their clients or any of these things. We're focusing on developing our knowledge base around the financial services requirements.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time. I tremendously appreciate it. And I always learn something new when I chat with you about the history and what we're doing. And I'm sure the audience found that very, very interesting. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. That's it for us from this episode of the 4Point Podcast. We'll get you another episode and let's see what we cover in that one. Take care.